afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 24 of the Diversey BW Hotelier, the GM show, season 2. Today, Friday, the 17th of November. I bring to you another wonderful set of thorough professionals of our industry, brilliant general management talent who lead assets worth crores, hundreds of crores. And these are large vessels that they sail through high seas, through choppy seas, through good weather, through bad weather, and they come out trumps. Today, the subject of our show is Regal Weddings and Events in Rajasthan, a Grand Affair. We shall talk more about this subject, but before that, let me bring in our partner to the series, Diversey. So episode 24, there are many more to go. And this is our second one in Jaipur. The first one was yesterday. And a bit on the series. Our series is virtual every Thursday and every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. I'm sure you blocked your time. I'm sure you're watching. But just in case you've missed the action, log in to bwhotelier.com or our social media to watch the recordings. The topics are current. The topics are important and the discussions are brilliant. And without much ado, now let me just head into the show, which will be driven by my dear friend from Jaipur, Rajiv Kapoor. Let me bring him in. Welcome to the show, Rajiv. Rajiv is the general manager of the Fairmont, Jaipur. And also, he's also overseeing the opening of the raffles in Jaipur. Welcome, Rajiv.
Khamagani, Bhuvanesh, and thank you again. And it's a pleasure to be here. And thanks to BW Hotelier to bring me in. We are just kicking in the beautiful season and being together with everybody is such an extreme pleasure. So we'll spend an hour together and I'm so honored to be here.
Pleasure, Rajiv. And Rajiv is also the luxury general manager of 2023, the BW Hotelier Luxury GM. All right.
Again, we as general manager, we go and pick up these trophies, but actually this really belongs to the trust given by all our guests, the hard work done by the teams. So I'm very grateful to the whole jury, everybody for selecting and honoring Fairmont Jaipur and myself for this. I'm really thankful for that.
God bless you, Rajiv. Let me bring in Indrani Gupta. Down to earth, grounded. She's somebody who's very understated, but she heads a wonderful asset. Welcome to the show, Indrani Gupta. She's the general manager of the Sawai Pehales in Jaipur.
Khamagani, everyone, and thank you, Bhuvanesh. It's such an honor to be here, and thank you, BW, for considering. And we look forward to an amazing show today.
Pleasure. The pleasure's ours, Indrani. Next in is my good friend, Gorav Arora. Gorav Arora is the general manager of the Jaipur Marriott Hotel. Gorav, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. Thank you so much. And good evening, everyone. And Khamagani from Jaipur. Been in this city for about 8 months and lovely, vibrant city. And looking forward for next 1 hour to be a part of this show and truly honored to be a part of this show. Thank you.
We're delighted to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Next in is Pradippta Biiswaas. He's the Vice President Operations for Radisson, Jaipur City and Ananta Hotels and Resorts. Welcome to the show, Pradippta.
Namaskar, sir. Good to see all of you here. Thank you for having me in the show and we are going to have some exciting times. Thank you.
The pleasure is ours. Last but not the least, Imit Arora, who's the General Manager of the Holiday Inn Jaipur City Center. Hello, Imit.
Hamagani, everyone. It's a pleasure to be on this show. Looking forward to the session. Thank you.
All right. So there you are. Before I hand over the baton to Rajiv, let me introduce the show. Regal Weddings and Events in Rajasthan, a grand affair. In this virtual exploration, we delve into the magical world of regal weddings and events in Rajasthan, which truly are a grand affair. Our focus is on the evolving trend of hosting weddings and events at Rajasthan's palaces and heritage properties, with the spotlight on Jaipur today and the entire enchanting expanse of Rajasthan. Look, Rajasthan and Jaipur are as good as they can get for India. They've already set up the benchmarks. The challenge is conversion. You already have the spotlight and attention, and you guys had wonderful assets. And let me tell you, you're not just representing your hotel, but you're representing the state, the city, and all the hotels that are there. So let's present a good case. Rajiv, if I may start with you. And let's set the context over here. We'll talk about palatial splendor. So unraveling the timeless allure of Rajasthan's palaces and heritage properties as dream wedding venues. You had one such wonderful one, but I'd expect you to talk not just about your hotel, but about all the hotels in the category. Over to you.
No, great. Bhuvi, I think so. The topic you've chosen talks about the season we are entering, right? I can tell you the whole Rajasthan after the Diwali does not celebrate Diwali only for this 1 week or few days, but for next 4 months. And that's because of this beautiful regal weddings, what we have in the whole state of Rajasthan, in Jaipur, Udaipur, Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, every place. And then talking more on what these weddings are like. These are having regal weddings, which are larger than life. Nothing beats than doing in Rajasthani forts, palaces. The weather goes so beautiful around the corner, all outdoor areas, gardens. Everything is there to enrich with the culture what we have. As we know, here in Rajasthan, it's all about Atiti Devo Bhava, Padharo Mere Desh. We get weddings not only from India, right? Jaipur being connected with so beautiful palaces and forts and culture all around. People are coming from all across the world to do weddings throughout 12 months with us. Primarily because of the food, the culture, the depth of the whole celebration, the music, the artisans, the celebration larger than life, what we do here. I'll give you a couple of amazing examples, right? Katrina Cave wedding happened in Fort Bagwara. Priyanka Chopra happened in Umaid Bhavan, Jodhpur. I can talk about Siddharth Malhotra and Kiara Advani wedding. To PC and Nick Jonas happened. So all these weddings you see, they all come to Rajasthan primarily because everybody, and if I get a chance today, I want to get remarried in Rajasthan, right? And listen, why? Because listen, you want to fantasize and live era again back of those royals, the Rajputs, the Mughals, the kings and queens. You get married only once in your life. It's an aspiration dream of every father and mother to get their daughter or son married in the best way. You know, we Indians, we have so much culture, and I go take you back a little bit to the roots. 50, 60 years ago when we were children and you were children, the marriage, the wedding used to happen in our home courtyard, and the tent used to come. All the family used to come to home. Cooking used to start. Cleaning used to start. Nobody used to sleep for 3 days. Full of celebration. The same thing Rajasthan has evolved, taken from those home weddings to these beautiful palaces and fort weddings. And today we call it as a regal, larger than life destination weddings, where we welcome all the guests from around the world, different cities, into our palaces. We are actually not selling hotels in Rajasthan during these 4 months. We are giving their luxury homes to bring all their friends, families. We give them the best cuisines, the best culture, and we don't let them sleep, right? Let's celebrate together, make memories of a lifetime. So I think so. That's what I can tell you about the palatial splendor, what we have with so many forts, so much culture, the architecture, what we have, the lavishness, what we have. Couple of things what makes Jaipur very interesting to do these larger than life weddings is the exclusivity and the privacy what we offer to the top clientele coming from around the world, right? We have so much boutique properties to properties, even the scale of Fairmont with 250, 300 rooms. So you get hotels of the a 50-room wedding to the highest luxury to a bigger hotel. So again, depends on who wants to do, how much you want to open up, how much you don't want to show to the media. Everything happens in Rajasthan in the same scale.
Yeah, well said, Rajiv. For Rajasthan, the comfort level is that the choices are many, right? Choices are many for the guest, for somebody who's picking assets, who's picking a destination. But the challenge is more so there for the hotelier. What is it that you're going to offer to the guest that he picks you as the final signature? So having said that, I shall not take more away from you. I shall hand the baton over for you. And why don't you now take the show from here till intermission when I'll see you again?
No, definitely. A couple of things I want to just add before I start asking to my colleagues and sharing to the viewers. A week ago, a news came in. We're going to have 35,000 weddings in Rajasthan in next 4 months. It tells the big story of the news, what's going to happen. So much variety is there. So many venues are there. Last year at Fairmont, I did 106 weddings. This year, we're going to cross again 100 weddings. Every hotel, I just wished in Jaipur we had more hotels because every hotel is sold out for a wedding perspective in next 4 years. So what a lovely problem to have for the general managers, for the owners, is not having enough rooms, and we have to actually, get these leads to other cities to go in. So,
yeah. Okay.
Now, good. All right. So let's take it forward. It's such a lovely panel we have, and all my colleagues from Jaipur. So, Indrani, I start with you. Ladies first. Taking things forward in a Rajasthan panorama, right? So, discussing the diverse locals within Rajasthan that are gaining popularity for hosting extravagant events. Share, Indrani, some views from your side. What makes Rajasthan and Jaipur so special?
Thank you, Rajiv, and thank you, everyone, once again. So talking about Rajasthan, the diverse locals and its influence on their various events. So going a little bit about Rajasthan, I'm sure there are many of the visitors, many viewers are here not from Rajasthan. So Rajasthan, as you all know, everyone, the land of Maharajas, the kings and the Maharanas, the cultural capital of India, as we say, presents a rich tapestry of very diverse local. As rightly said, it's a sought after destination, not only for domestic, also for international tourism. As rightly said by Rajiv, some 35,000 wedding over the next 40 months. The statistic also says that around there has been a 20% increase in the wedding events in the last 2 years against the weighted average over many years before the pandemic. So that itself talks about the fact about the Rajasthan gaining prominence, not only in India, across the world as a destination wedding, as a place where we can have your, as we say, aspirational dream, has been rightly quoted by Bhuvanesh. So what Rajasthan appeal lies not only in its capacity to host royal weddings, which many others can do, it is also in the various immersive, bespoke immersive experiences that we offer, which reflects various cultural, culinary, and architectural splendor, and it becomes absolutely a compelling destination for any occasions to be held over here. If you see the records, the number of the event companies, which has, mushroomed all across Rajasthan. I was reading somewhere that it has gone multifolds. And what is also inspiring for event companies, what is inspiring for every parents, for anybody who is interested in doing the cultural events, is how they can imbibe their creative legacy with innovations against the captivating panorama of the forts and the menas and the palaces that the Rajasthan has to offer. So going back to the question of diversity and the events, so Rajasthan is not only known for its cultural diversity because of its beautiful destination, and as I said, it's forts, palaces, havelis, menas, etc. But we also have a rich culture of diversity in music, art, handicrafts, artifacts, and not to forget the Rajasthan delicacy. So when you talk about an immersive experience is how we can create, so what better place than can be Jaipur or a Rajasthan? So think about an arrival experience in a wedding. Where else in the world we'll have elephants, camels, troops of horses, vintage cars, followed by, beautiful ladies in traditional attire doing all those famous folk dances. I'm sure many of us know about it, but just for the ones who are not from Rajasthan, and I've learned it because I'm also not from Rajasthan. Over the last 1 year, I've really got into the culture. So you call them ghumars and kalbelias, which is the dance of the snake charmers, chari dance, and the kachi godis. And believe me, not only all these dance forms are colorful, vibrant, but they're all unique. They all come with their own stories about why they are there. Like kachi godi is supposed to be in a dummy horse, celebrating legacy. And this dance forms, I'm talking about relating to what I have seen in the last 1 year in our hotels across Rambagh and Sawai and Mahal, where I belong to, is also followed by beautiful traditional musical instruments. Some of the instruments I was hearing it for the first time, Ravan Hatha. Then you have this dholaks and nagaras and the sarangis. So while you're talking about the diverse music, diverse dance forms, we cannot not talk about the vibrant colors, which the Rajasthan is so synonymous with. And we talk about colors. Where did we get its roots from? Right from the terracotta pink of Jaipur to the blues of Jodhpur, whites of Udaipur, the golds of the Jaisalmer, and all these colors has been adapted into all our event spaces. How? In the form of blue potteries, again, a local artisans, in the form of meenakaris, the tikri work. For everybody who is not aware, tikri work is the various mirror work that goes across the ceilings of the shamianas, the hand-painted murals, the part paintings, etc. And that makes a excellent, captivating panorama for any event space, right? And so while we've spoken about colors, we spoke about handcrafts, we spoke about artifacts, our discussion in diversity cannot be complete if you don't talk about the Rajasthani culinary experiences. So where does the Rajasthani culinary experiences, again, going back to its 5,000 years roots, that's what Rajasthan apparently has evolved, and taking its legacy from Mughal, Rajputana, and various traditions. So Rajasthani delicacies also has its roots. It has varied according to the weather, the scarcity of water, scarcity of food, royal tradition. So every food that is being cooked over here has a story to tell the traditional way. For example, the dal bati churma, we all know what it is, the lal mas, the gatti ki kari. And since I'm a foodie, I can go on and on and on. So, the variety.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so the variety of the music, the dance, the artifacts, the handicrafts, the Rajasthani cuisine, it becomes like a treasure trove for those who are seeking diverse and immersive experiences for their aspirational wedding. And in fact, I can say that, as I again repeat, I can see Rajasthan, and I think it's been rightly said by somebody, that it's like a mini India. So many diversity, but yet all it's getting harmoniously integrated into one event space. So can anybody, of course, I'm not saying the other part of the country do not have diversity, other part of the country do not have the legacy, but such kind of varied myriad of experiences, I think, can only be happen from this part of the country or this part of the world. With it, I can say that when these events are set against those colorful, beautiful backdrops and with varied culture and history, it becomes one of this not to forget kind of an experience. And I'm sure over the years will evolve furthermore. with digitalization and all, we'll get into some other space. And we wish all of us sitting in this panel from Rajasthan all the best, and let us do more, better and better, and let us become the true brand ambassador for India. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Great views, Indrani, and rightly summed up. A lot of diversification in every aspect of culture we do. And, Gaurav, sharing with you, you moved in from Mumbai, right? Coming straight back to Jaipur, beautifully. Share, about what I started with and Indrani took as a Rajasthan story, the overall glare. Share something about the Jaipur grandeur, right? Exploring Jaipur's unique position as a city of a grandeur and opulence for hosting these larger-than-life destination weddings. Share some insight. How's been your experience so far?
Rajiv, and so I've been here for about 8 months now. And last year, around the same time, I decided that I have to move to Jaipur. And when I told my children, me and my wife told my children that we are moving to Jaipur, and they're little grown-ups right now. They're in their 10th and 7th standard, and they said, "Wow, Jaipur? Yeah, this is something which we have not explored, and this we have heard that there is a lot of history about it. We have read about it." So they were quite excited to come in here. And Indrani, you've been here for 12 months, about a year. I've been here for about 8 months. So I'm going to talk about my 8 months experience into this city. So talking about the question, which is about Jaipur and what kind of experiences which this city and this state gives to everyone. So just 5 days back was Diwali. And this is my first time spending Diwali into this city. And having lived into 5 cities, and all cities have their own charm, but I think the best part about this city, which I've found so far, is the vibe. The vibe of this city, there's something magical about it, and I don't know what it is, but there is something so good about it. It is, when somebody is getting married, it is a perfect place to soak into the history and then get married. The city has so much to offer. So vibe is my first point about it. Point number 2, what I think would be about the choice or the expansiveness of the venues which the city has to offer. Right from a haveli to a palace to a shadi hall, to a palace which has been built recently, to a hotel, to a mid-scale hotel. There is so much which this city has to offer. There are gardens which can be beautifully lit, and you can do a lot of things over there. There are courtyards which can be used. So the city has immense history attached to it. Imagine a mandap which is being held in front of a palace. What else would somebody ask for, right? The weddings in this city or the weddings in this state are looked around by the world. Rajiv gave so many examples of the celebrity weddings which have happened in this state and in this city. This is just because of the expansiveness of the venues, the exquisite venues which this city has to offer. So first was the vibe. Second, I think, is the choice of the venues which this city has to offer. Third is the lively culture. And I'll again come back to Diwali, which went recently. It's just a very magical city, which I experienced about a week back. A wedding which happens in Jaipur is just not an event. There's so much culture attached to it. There's so much history attached to it. It is just not an event. It's a cultural extravaganza is what I would say. A guest may choose to incorporate a traditional music or a traditional dance, and it's just not one traditional music. There is so much to offer which this city has. The dancing performances, the regional food which this city has to offer. And this all reflects so much liveliness which this city and the state has to offer. So third point, lively culture. Fourth, I think the event managers support which the city has to offer. I think that is very, very relevant when we hoteliers talk about it. I think when I came to this city and I was talking to Rajiv and he told me that a guest has to come with a dream in the city. And the hoteliers bring that dream alive with the help of the event managers. So I think that's a very, very relevant point. How the entire ecosystem of the event managers works into this city is such great synergies which we see. Whatever talent you need, whatever things you need to have a successful wedding, they are present in the city. They are very, very relevantly attached with the entire ecosystem. Who can talk of getting the camels and the horses and the elephants along with the vintage cars? So all that is what the city has to offer, and they are so very easily accessible amongst all the ecosystem which is in the city. So the fourth point, the professional wedding planners, which bring in the entire ecosystem together for hosting a wedding for a guest. The fifth point, which I would emphasize upon, is about the accessibility. Now, Jaipur is about, say, a 1 hour 40 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes flight from Mumbai, about 2 hours from Kolkata, about 2.5 hours from Bangalore or Chennai, about 2 hours from Hyderabad, and 3.5 hours drive from Mumbai. From Delhi, right? About 40 minutes flight from Delhi or 3.5 hours drive from Delhi. The biggest port of entry from an international standpoint are Delhi and Mumbai. So for a guest who is coming out of India, it's very easily accessible. They enter either into Delhi or into Mumbai, and it's very easily accessible to Jaipur. And within the country, it is very easily accessible from a drive of 3.5 hours from Delhi, or maximum 2.5 hours flight from anywhere in the country. And the airport is the airport is equipped with so many things. And again, the event managers, the hoteliers, everyone brings it together to ensure that the ecosystem works well. The next part which I would talk about is the government support. The government, not many governments of a state actually promotes a wedding. How convenient it is to host a wedding in a city or in a state. I think the government of Rajasthan does a great job in terms of getting all those things together and promoting it, just not for a tourism perspective, but from a wedding perspective, from many other things which the state has to offer. So this is a city which is Padharo Mare Desh, which has weddings, and not only weddings. There are so many events from a MICE perspective, the meetings, incentives, conferences which can happen here, the food, the shopping experiences which the city has to offer, the talent which is available in this city with regards to music or pottery. Indrani spoke about pottery, the bangle making, the puppet show, the kachi ghori, and the vocal and instrumental music, which is so very different from many other parts of the country. So Jaipur as a city, what I would say is that it blends in with a lot of tradition, but has all the modern elements attached to it as well.
Oh, absolutely, Gaurav, spot on. I think so. In 8 months, you have nailed the city. You walked the city rightly, you know, and I totally agree with you. I've lived in many cities within India, outside India. The way the local government gives the whole, emphasis of growing the travel tourism. And from a wedding perspective, recently a whole campaign and the videos have been launched last year or a few years for Padharo Mera Desh. It's absolutely fantastic. Now let's move to Pradippta, right? No wedding or nothing completes without a lovely food or a culinary experience, right? And we all know how Rajasthani cuisine is. So, Pradippta, tell us, managing the unique culinary demands of these diverse clientele, which we all talking about, coming from different states, different cities, different countries. Tell us the emphasis on the importance of Rajasthan cuisine. How do you manage? How your people manage? What diversification happens here? Share a little bit more on the cuisine part.
Lovely. Thank you, Rajiv. So, what is a wedding without good food? So, band baja barat ke saath अच्छा खाना तो होना ही चाहिए. And khana is the whole essence. So, I think the state really caters to all segments. That is the beauty of this place. You want international cuisine, there is enough international cuisine. If you want an Indian option, there is Indian option. Plus, the plethora of Rajasthani cuisine. Every district is covered, whether it is Jodhpuri cuisine, whether it's the Mewari cuisine, whether it is the Marwari cuisine. Each of them is available for the guest, and that is what really draws people to this place. Apart from the grandeur, the palaces and fort, the options, and the whole essence of Rajasthani cuisine, which because of the paucity of water in the area, most of the cuisine drives around the whole drive. They use a lot of milk, they use a lot of nuts, they're using a lot of curd. That's the essence of the food. And whether it is vegetarian food, predominantly there's a lot of vegetarian food, but there is a fair amount of non-vegetarian food also. There's lal mas, there is safed mas. Both aspects are there, and the classic gatta curries and the papers, the pickles, all of this are there. So you have to choose what you want to really give to your guests, and that is where guest is actually spoiled for choice. There's so much of variety, there is so much of love. Actually, food is cooked with a lot of love, and the whole heritage part of it, the classic way. There is royal cuisines, there are lost cuisines in this belt. So that is what I would say for the cuisine part, Rajiv. But yes, we cater to everything. All of us are catering in all the various markets, whether it is Jodhpur, Udaipur, Pushkar. Each of the markets can cater. And the whole team of chefs, we have possibly one of the best talents in terms of the kitchen brigade in Jaipur. Your hotel has a fantastic team. Each of our hotel has a amalgamation of chefs from across the country and across Rajasthan, which creates those magical dishes. The whole show, the whole, what do you say? In terms of creating that magic, it is visually eating. You eat through your eyes. How much does a person really eat? But what you put up on the table is the magic. You, any case, is famous for putting up the longest buffet, wedding buffet in town for weddings.
No,
so all of us are doing that.
No, absolutely right. They say food brings love, right? And that's what people remember for a very long time. And one thing which I really love about Rajasthan, I've seen this in my hotel, I've seen this all the hotels and most of the hotels, the ghar ka chula concept, what we do, right? These are the lovely ladies from the villages around, neighborhood around. They wear beautiful Rajasthani sarees and attire. एक माँ का खाना जो होता है ना, वो ममता से भरा होता है. वो कभी भी एक फूड कॉस्ट और दिमाग से नहीं भरा होता. What a mother does it, the kid might not be watching, she will put दो extra चम्मच वो घी डाल देती है अपने बच्चे के खाने में, because she always want the kid to grow. Same as the घर का चूल्हा concept, जो हमारे बफेज में ये हमारी जो लेडीज जो हमारे नेबरहुड के हैं, जब वो हमारे गेस्टों को वो गरम गरम बाजे की रोटी खिलाती हैं, गेहूं की रोटी खिलाती है, लहसुन की चटनी पिसा के और देसी घी आती है. I think so that is love all about. It goes for a very long way in communicating what Rajasthan has to offer for food and cuisine.
It's all about love. It's a lot of love when you feed. That's what I have seen in this last 2 years in entire belt. We feed with a lot of love, and that's what guests love, I think, Rajiv. That's the essence.
I've been trying to reduce weight since I've come here. I've not been successful so far.
All the deserts.
Okay, let's move forward. Imit, I have something to ask you, which is very interesting, right? We have the palaces, we've got forts, we've got the culture, we got a lot of essence of love in every aspect of culture and diversity. But nothing can happen without a good trained staff, right? A luxury, you can make whatever hotels you can make. घर वालों से होता है, और जो एक luxury hotel होता है, वो एक culture और essence होता है, और उसके पीछे staff की training बहुत important है. So, Imit, share something about Rajasthan, about Jaipur, about the staff training, the skill enhancement, the importance of how unique demands of hosting these lavish weddings and high-profile events is. How do we manage with the teams around?
Well, good evening, everyone. It's truly a pleasure to be here discussing such a relevant and exciting topic. Attrition, training, which is something post-COVID it has increased. So, coming to your question, Rajiv, I think it is very crucial for our staff to be not just attentive, but also understand the unique demand of hosting these grand weddings. Well, I would say, and I think you all will agree to this, hosting wedding is not just about providing a venue. It is about creating an unforgettable experience. We have noticed different needs that comes with these events. And, I would say it is super important for us to tailor our service accordingly. I would say it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Simple. So keeping this in mind, we, and I'm sure others also, have made a significant investments in our training, staff training programs. We are not just teaching them how to serve, how to welcome. We're teaching them the art of understanding people, culture sensitivity, and the minute details that matters. Also, I'm sure the Jaipur is a melting point of culture. So for us, and for everybody, culture sensitivity is not just a skill. It is a necessity now. We believe in providing the team with diverse set of skills For example, we have implemented a butler training program, which plays a very important role. When you attach the butler with the host and the groom, makes a lot of difference. It eases out your issues. So, in this program, the team is just not trained being a personal butler. They are groomed to understand and adapt every host needs. They are empowered to handle different situations. Apart from regular classroom training, which is required now because there are a lot of freshers who are joining, the focus is to understand different cultures, paying attention to their language details, and so on. I remember, I'll give you some small example. It's a small, it's a a small wow factor. I remember there was a wedding about a few months back the people are from Mumbai. So there was a butler who was attached, was a Marathi. So during the discussion in the family, they were discussing about craving for vada pav. So no, he straight away approached the chef and came back with vada pav. It's a small gesture. It got him connected with them. It's a personal touch. So I would say, in terms of vast training and preparedness, our aim is to ensure the team always provide exceptional hospitality and create a wow experience. Thank you.
That brings us to the intermission, and I'd take a small commercial break with your Thank you, Diversey. Rajiv and all my colleagues here, Indrani, Pradippta, Imit and Gorav, the more you get into the layers of Rajasthan, you have still more room to know about it. Not just exciting, Rajasthan is so infectious. With the complete set of offerings, imagine where it will be. It's already a world beater. We have a case over here of not just a domestic allure, but also an international allure. My friend just mentioned about the number of celebrities who've got married here. Not getting married here again, but having a good anniversary over here is also another pull. Rajasthan, of course, has all the seasons. You talk about the summers, you talk about the winters, you talk about anything. You talk about spirituality, weddings, you talk about celebrations and the fairs and the carnivals. It already has a calendar which many states could learn from. Coming from that, I want to pick on your mind, Rajiv. Let's talk about, the overseas allure, the international allure. It already is a magnet for the international travelers. I don't remember any guest who wants to come to India, maybe an NRI or a Westerner or a foreigner of non-Indian origin. They all want to be in Rajasthan, or perhaps Goa or Kerala or the Himalayas. But let's talk about what I just asked you. How do we attract, that target segment of overseas clients for destination weddings, one, and the positioning of Rajasthan as a global wedding hotspot? What is it that we can do? Rajiv, we're talking about high-end weddings. Okay, let's just take money out of the equation. Let's just take the ticket size out of the equation. That'll happen once your product speaks for itself.
Absolutely. And I'll give you a few examples to justify what you're saying is actually happening. And there's so much opportunities to grow, right? We have Fairmont, we have 90 hotels worldwide. We are spread over Canada, we are spread over Europe, we are spread over Asia, Southeast Asia, Maldives, everywhere, Africa, right? Now, last year I did 106 weddings, out of which 20% to 22% were NRI weddings from around the globe. We got weddings from Hong Kong. We got weddings from Sri Lanka, Nepal, from Canada, from Nairobi, from London, from Dubai. And why? Why they are coming to India, right? Few reasons. Number one, they are earning in US dollars, euros. They are spending in Indian rupees. There's definitely a benefit for an expat community to come here and do weddings in India. Number two, cultural richness, right? The heritage, the whatever we discussed from cuisine, Atithi Devo Bhava, the value for money, larger than life money, larger than life weddings, the regal weddings, right? Making memories of a lifetime, being a queen, king and queen, being in India, right? If they want to do the same wedding in Turkey, in France, in Maldives, it will cost 10 times more, half the service and the value they will get there. But in India, people are holding hands. The cuisine will go till 3 in the morning. Out there, you do international weddings. The buffet will close at 10:30. It's totally different game altogether. I was general manager before here, coming to Jaipur in Langkawi in Malaysia. I've done a lot of NRI weddings there also. But I can tell you what India offers, what Jaipur offers, what Rajasthan offers. There's nobody to compare to. Another advantage of doing international weddings in India is, let's say you have guests coming from Canada or US. They don't only come to our particular hotel for 2-3 days, but they continue their holidays post the weddings or pre-weddings. From Jaipur to Agra is 3 hours or 3.5 hours. They go to Agra, see the Taj Mahal. They go to Delhi, they do the Golden Triangle, or they go to Kerala, they go to Goa. So it's a great culture of not only coming to celebrate a wedding, but also a post or a pre-holiday, what they combine together coming to India. I can tell you India is going towards the big sustainability efforts, and every expat or NRI loves it, right? We use our thalis made of the clay pots, made of the mitti of Rajasthan or Jaipur, right? They love it. The essence of having that doodh jalebi in the morning or different food, what we offer. I'm telling you, most of the hotels in India are single-use plastic-free today. We are very clear on reducing the food wastages in our hotel. We want to give more and more local jobs, sustainable products, local grown products. And that's what attracts everybody coming back to India. So I think so it's a perfect recipe of positioning all these points from sustainability to cultural richness to, even I talked about the privacy, right? The exclusivity for the top-end weddings they need, right? Everything happens in Rajasthan. Now, how can we grow more? It's simple things. If a wedding happens to our country or in our hotel, for me, a wedding is not just a transaction or a business of a particular family. It's actually a multiplication from one wedding. If you take care of that 500 guests or 300 guests comes to from airport to coming to your hotel, having an outstanding lifelong experience. When they go back, they are the social media for us. They are talking the story of Rajasthan. They are talking the story of Jaipur. They are multiplying our business into different countries.
Yeah, better than any advertisement is a very good and strong word of mouth, right? So that personal endorsement is actually the clincher. But, the good thing is Rajasthan has the pipeline flowing. So all that somebody needs to do is better the conversion. Thank you, Rajiv, for that response. Now it's time for you to take it to the last phase of the show.
No, thank you very much. And, I will continue in the same order. Ladies first, Indrani, next is for you. And this is about preserving heritage integrity, right? Balancing the integration of modern amenities while preserving the cultural and historic integrity of heritage spaces. So share something in context to Jaipur and Rajasthan. How do you feel about it?
So, well, as we all know, there's no other place in the world other than Rajasthan who can give and who can exemplify the thought of blending, incorporating modern amenities and safeguarding the cultural and historical essence of our heritage spaces. I think I'll keep it very short and brief. So, the right example of your hotel and maybe my hotel, which is a Sawai Mahal. So in Rajasthan and in the Jaipur, I've seen this beautiful thing. A is the palaces, which are the living palace, okay? As was very discussed yesterday, that we don't do renovation and the restoration are done, ensuring that the local craftsmen and the local artisans are being used so that there's a continuing of the legacy. But talking about our hotel, for example, my hotel, Sawai Mahal, This is a newly built palace and it's a 1-year-old hotel. But when you walk into the premises, when you walk to the walkway, you will not understand that it's a newly built palace. It's like your hotel, right? Right from the heritage paint in the courtyards to the wall paints, to the chicory work, to the hand painted jharokas, to the whitewash walls. Everything has so much of connection to the heritage and the legacy, to the brass inlay work and the silver domes, etc., etc. So as far as the premises are concerned, all the new palaces, all the new hotels are trying to bring in and trying to continue with the legacy and the heritage. That is one part, is as far the facade is concerned. As part as experiences are concerned, we all know, we just spoke about it, the number of international travelers who are pouring in purely, and obviously they are discerning guests and they need the value for money, they need the amenities, they need their seamless incorporation of all the contemporary conveniences. So every hotel, I'm sure all of us have moved into digitalization, whether it's check-in, check-out, Mobi keys, smart TVs, smart lightings, wireless activity, then Bluetooth-enabled music speakers, and all this has been done seamlessly without affecting the entire heritage and the culture of it. And the most beautiful part of it, which in fact yesterday only I was hearing about it, how all of us have moved into this responsible tourism. All our amenities are biodegradable, no plastic. I think most of us have got bottling plants. So I think it's an essence of the thought that, and we can be an example to the entire world how living palaces, newly built hotel, newly built palaces can continue with the legacy without affecting the heritage and the cuisine of the places. So yeah. And of course, the entire events that takes place with the state-of-the-art technology, all our cuisines have also interposed with a little bit of international cuisine. So tradition bhi rehta hai, lal mas bhi rehta hai. We also have a few counter of Spanish and Italian. So everything goes hand in hand and everybody appreciates that. And that's the need of the hour, where we need to have our roots. We also need to move along to ensure that the Rajasthan tourism keeps on booming and getting stronger and stronger and better. Thank you.
Oh, great. Thank you for that. Listen, Gorav shares something about the cultural immersion, right? We're talking about infusion of Rajasthani cultural elements into wedding ceremonies for a very authentic experience. So share some highlight on that.
Thanks, Rajiv. Weddings in Jaipur are very royal, right? They're watched by a lot of people around the world. People actually dream of a fairy tale wedding happening in Rajasthan when they are quite young, right? And some of us explained that very, very well as to why India, why Rajasthan, the service culture and everything. There are so many strong examples of a lot of celebrities who have got married in Jaipur and Rajasthan. And these celebrities are not just the Bollywood and the Hollywood. They cover the many business houses, many political personalities, political families, and also a lot of sporting personalities are there. The city has so much to offer with regards to like say for music. You talk of any artist which you want to get for a wedding. Rajasthan has that all, starting in from a folk music to a Sufi to a ghazal. The welcome which the city has to offer with regards to the elephants and the camels and the horses and the vintage cars and the buggies. I mean, that is very, very relevant with regards to the Rajasthani culture. And while it all started from here, but it's become a tradition in every wedding across India right now. When we talk of the attire, while yes, pink is what signifies Jaipur as a city, but the safas, the bandgala, the bandhni, the lehriyas, the block paints, they all signify Jaipur and Rajasthan as a culture, and I think they're used in every wedding for a lot of things. The seated arrangements of food which we do, which is again very relevant, and the Sajan Goat started from this state, and it is a tradition in every wedding right now. The options for a wedding shoot which the city offers, starting in from a Amer Fort to a Jagar Fort to the Albert Hall, the City Palace. So all those things are becoming a lot of, they bring in that culture and the history of Rajasthan and Jaipur, and it's becoming a part of every wedding's rituals. Uh, there was a very relevant topic which I think Rajiv you spoke of about the chula wali roti, these beautiful young women who come in from the villages,
right?
That's something very unique, and I wasn't aware of it till the time I came to this city, and that's something very, very nice in terms of how that entire experience happens for a guest. How the buffets are laid. It may be a Spanish cuisine or an Italian cuisine, but the way those buffets are laid in front of a guest, that depicts a lot of tradition and the culture and the heritage which this city and state has to offer.
No, great. Thank you for that. Listen, just I'm going to rush a little bit because of the time. And Pradippta, I have a question to you. And this is about the brand Rajasthan.
You just don't worry about the time. We've got.
Okay, great. So this is about the brand Rajasthan, right? Exploring how opulent weddings contributes to building the brand image of Rajasthan as the most premium wedding destination in the country, right? And maybe in Asia. So share something about your thoughts on that, please.
Rajiv, where do the wedding dreams are woven in our movies? And the maximum movie shoots, whether it is Padmavat, Jodha Akbar, those dream wedding sequences have been shot here. That's the inspiration for weddings, I guess. If you look at most of the movies which have been shot here, that draws attention to it. And what is Rajasthan? Rajasthan is not just forts, palaces, havelis. It is an experience. It's a belief. It's a city of royalty. Today, in Jaipur, we have the royal family staying in residence. So that's a feeling. It's not just, and it's more than a feeling. It's an emotion to get married in a city, or as they say, Gulabi Sheher. More than Pink City, it is called Gulabi Sheher for no reason. That's the reason. Maybe there's a lot of love in the city. Loyalty, love. That's why Rajasthan is so important. And not just for weddings, it is for movies, it is for special occasions. And today, everybody wants to get married in this belt. This belt has become that popular whereby people are enjoying to get married. So I think that is what Rajasthan is for all of us. And that is where we should be able to woo the public that this is the place with the complete infrastructure, your palaces, your forts, get married at your convenience. Plus, not just marriages, there are inbound coming into the city to see this beauty. That's it.
Oh, great. Absolutely. And rightly said, we enjoy every segment of business coming to Jaipur and Rajasthan, right? Inbound, we got FITs, we got MICE and larger than life weddings and every scale of weddings, right? Rightly said. Listen, Imit, share something on the experience side, right? We spoke about bespoke experiences, what happens, crafting these personalized experience for the wedding guest, ensuring each celebration is unique and memorable. What's your take on that?
Well, I think when it comes to weddings, it's not about hosting an event. It's about creating a magic. It's not a business of generic celebration, I would say. Every wedding is a unique story. Every couple comes us with a vision for this special day. As you always say, bring your dreams. And our team takes time to understand the expectations, preferences, and then work towards turning those visions into a reality. For instance, when it comes to menu, our chefs closely and with couples to craft a bespoke menu that reflects their tastes and preferences. We understand that people who have chosen Jaipur as a destination for their wedding expect a variety, especially rich in Rajasthan cuisine, and which, we help them to pick the best option by customizing the menu accordingly. As we all said, dal bati churma, gatta curry, lal mas, and many more Rajasthan delights, which we incorporate. Like the tailor-made menus, families also prefer to emphasize on authentic Rajasthani welcome. For such wedding, we arrange folk dances like Kachi Gori dance, sometimes a puppet show, some Rajasthani live music, and traditional welcome on arrival, which has a touch of local ingredients. Giving an example of one bespoke service. There was a wedding a month back, and there was a family which was devotee of Bal Gopal. And keeping in mind, we trained our staff that way that everybody who comes during welcome, please say Radhe Radhe. And then we kept one of the greeting, and for any greetings. And we kept Bal Gopal idol at the reception for the arrival, which was very well appreciated and they felt like home. So these are small touch which always makes a difference. The golden rule is during the wedding, never say no policy. With all training and getting ready for each wedding, the team makes sure to do even better than the last time. At the end of the day, it's not about the class. Yeah, class matters. It's about the emotions. We are in the business of creating lasting memories, and that's what we are doing. Thank you.
Oh, great. Thank you for that. Whatever we do, end of the day, it boils down to that dollar, that impact on economy, and comes down to the money, what we talk about. So, Gaurav, I want to ask you one last question, right? And this is about analyzing the economical impact of these larger than life destination weddings on the local economy and also on the overall hotel industry in Rajasthan. So, share your some insights on that for everybody to know.
Absolutely, Rajiv. So yeah, while we all love Rajasthan, and I've started loving it more over the last 1 hour, to be honest. there's so much in this city which I've learned today, so much in this session which I've learned today about this city. So thank you to all of you. With regards to the economic impact, I think when we talk of so Jaipur is not a Mumbai or a Bangalore or a Delhi, right? But despite that, the kind of hotels which the city has, I think, starting in from the big palaces and the old heritage palaces to the newly built palaces, to a hotel which I represent, which has the highest inventory of rooms in the state of Rajasthan and has 11 banqueting venues offering a lot of spaces to a guest to have a wedding. I think what really matters is what the city has to offer. Now, when the city has to offer a lot, there is eventually, yes, a bottom line and a top line, which we all are looking at in our respective businesses which we run. The economic impact which these weddings bring into the city, I think there is the local business boost which happens because of the weddings is very, very relevant. And these weddings, these events inject in a lot of money, inject in a lot of funds directly into the local businesses. These businesses could be of the florist, could be of somebody who provides some decoration items or some uniforms. They bring in a lot of economic growth to the entire city of Rajasthan. The number of jobs which are created because of these weddings are immense. When we talk of the hotel management colleges or institutes who kind of support many of our hotels, I think Jaipur has quite a few of them in terms of getting in that pipeline for the hotels. Now, why they are here? Because there is a demand here. Why the demand is there? Because there is so much of so many events which happen into this city and the state. Having said so, all these weddings and events, they bring in more tourism revenue to the city. There was one article which I read which said that if a hotel earns 1 rupee, the city earns 4 rupees out of it. So if we are earning 1 rupee, the city, in terms of starting in from the user development fee which the airport charges to transport which a guest may need traveling in from an airport to a hotel or a station to a hotel, the city tours, the city transfers, going to Amer Fort, going to Nahargarh Fort, shopping at Bapu Bazaar, all those injects in more revenue into the city. So the impact which happens to the shopkeepers at Bapu Bazaar or a valet person who runs a car, there's immense amount of money which gets injected into the entire economy. The brand building which happens because of the weddings which happen into the city, and we touched upon in this part, the government of Rajasthan did a movie film which just not promotes Rajasthan, but which just not promotes tourism, but promotes weddings also into the state, and not many states in the country do that. So overall, it brings a lot of money. It injects in a lot of money to the entire economy of the state of Rajasthan and Jaipur.
Just to add on to that, and one of the amazing things what I have seen in last 2 years or here being in Rajasthan is a lot of ownership they want to build more and more hotel in Rajasthan, especially in Jaipur, especially in the highways between Delhi and Jaipur in many ways. I can only talk about, without taking names of the brand, at least 10 super luxury top hotels are coming here in Rajasthan. So there is a big support from the government. There's a huge pipeline of manpower or the support which will grow together with more hotels coming in, more weddings coming in. So I can see at least for next 5 years, Rajasthan brand will only grow. Weddings will only become larger than life. And I think so the whole ecosystem around it will grow to a different level. So it's fantastic to be chatting with all of you on Bhuvi. I give over to you, and it's been great having discussion with all of us together on this lovely topic.
Thank you, Rajiv. Well, I'll sum up your moderation in a bit. You've been a great moderator. But let me tell you the challenges for Rajasthan. Within Rajasthan, Jaipur, and the other locations in India are perhaps the same. The challenge is about development, of having more hotels. You know, you look at all five of you, all of you have brand new hotels, right? So some of the best new hotels are made within the so-called heritage corridor. You look at Fairmont, it has a typical Rajasthani architecture. You look at what Indrani has, look at her background. You know, Indrani, if you were to shift a little, let people see the Sawai Mahal. You know, who could ever say that this is a brand new property? You know, it is such a beautiful asset. You know, so the allure is already there. The magnetic pull is already there. So I think for the development managers, the challenge is ye dil mange more. You know, Rajasthan could do with a lot more. It'll also bring down the ADRs. Well, the overall revenue is going to be high. The traffic is going to be higher. But yes, hand on heart, it should be responsible tourism. We should not abuse our environment. We should go about in a classical manner of yore, when we used to protect our environment far more than we do now. Having said that, you guys have presented a great case for Rajasthan and Jaipur. And let me tell you, when you drive down from Delhi, the experience of Rajasthan starts when you cross into the border. You look at Neemrana on your right, and you look at other assets. You know how Amarnath has carved out and restored, not renovated, but restored a dilapidated fort into what it is now. So I think in more than one manner, all of you are worthy ambassadors of the state. You're already doing a great job. Rajiv, you've been a great moderator. You know, you've held the whole session together. I think this is the fastest that I have finished in 24 shows. When you said, Jaldi karta hu, I knew abhi thode aur minute pade hain. So this is the first time I've done it in 24 shows. Indrani, thank you so much. Our first show together.
Thank you, sir.
You've been a great ambassador for IHCL, right? Gorav, I have not seen your hotel. I shall see it soon. All your hotels, right? So I was in Rajiv's hotel in January. So I've seen that a couple of times. Pradippta, Imit, thank you for being on the show. Don't go away as yet. Permit me to thank the BW team. All of them over there, Ajit, Saurabh, Priyanshu, Amit, Nilesh. And then the backend team led by our CMO, Tanvi, Shweta, Kartikeya, Salman, Mudit, Prashant, all of you. Thank you for holding the show. Thank you for all the tweets, for all the action. This has been a great show. If I was to sum it up in my own words, let me say, as we draw curtains on our virtual journey through Regal weddings and events in Rajasthan, a grand affair, it's evident that Rajasthan's allure extends beyond its landscape. It's woven into the fabrics of its palaces and heritage properties. From operational challenges to crafting unforgettable experiences, each element plays a crucial role in making Rajasthan a coveted destination for grand affairs. Here is to the magic of Rajasthan, where weddings transcend celebrations and become enchanting journeys into the royal past, creating memories that last a lifetime. Stay tuned for more, for insightful conversations on the Diversey BW Hotelier GM show. Let me thank Diversey, my partner, right? You've been a great partner. And ladies and gentlemen, with this, we close 2 shows in Rajasthan. We'll come back with 2 more shows. One we'll be doing on Udaipur. Another one we'll be doing combined on Jodhpur, Jaisalmer and Ajmer. But our next 2 shows are to another destination which mirrors the success of Indian tourism. It needs no guesses to tell you we are going to Goa, right? Goa will have 3 shows. We shall have 2 shows on the 23rd and 24th of November. Sorry, I missed my months, which is next week. The first show is Luxury in the Sun, Goa's opulent hospitality. The next one after that is Goa Tourism Unveiled, a benchmark for Indian hospitality. And third one is behind the scenes operational aspects for GMs in Goa. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being there.
Thank you so much.
Tell me, Rani.
No, I also wanted to thank you. It has been an extremely enriching experience for me, and I'm sure for all of us. You have been a great host, and we look forward to many more such seminars. Thank you.
You know, I must tell you, lean on BW Hotelier to break the mold and do things out of the box. We will. And wherever we can do more for Rajasthan, count on us. We're just a message away. Before I go away, I shall thank you all, but let me thank Diversey with the video. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the entire audience of BW Hotelier who are tuned in into the GM show. Let me start by thanking the lady on the show, Indrani. Such a pleasure being with you on the show. Thank you for being there. Thank you, Rajiv. Thank you, Gorav. Thank you, Imit. Last but not the least, Pradippta. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and
Bhuvi,
gentlemen,
keep rocking. BW Hotelier, keep rocking. Thanks again, esteemed panel. Love you guys and see you in Jaipur.
Thank you. Love you all.
Thank
Good
you,
wishes.
BW.
Good wishes
Thank
to
you,
all of us.
Diversey. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Kamagani, do well, keep shining, and may success be yours.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.